Hello and welcome back to BCG Teacher Tech. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to run a live Quizizz. How do you set it up for students, launch it live, get students to sign on, and what does it look like on the student's mobile device. I'm going to do a separate video on how to build your own quiz and create your own questions, which isn't particularly difficult, but first I want to show you how to run a live one of the thousands of pre-existing quizzes that are out there for you to use. So here's my tutorial on how to use Quizizz in the classroom. Enjoy! Hello everyone, and today we're going to look at how to run a Quizizz. I'm going to do two separate videos here. The first one is going to look at how do you find and run a quiz that already exists, and then we'll do a more in-depth video looking at how to create your own quiz. So you can see right at the top here, there's a button to create your own quiz and set that up. So I'll do a separate video on that. But first, if we just look at how to find a quiz that already exists and run it from there. It's really straightforward. A couple of things that I just want to highlight is that one of the things that's new here is you can set up your own classes and give your students a one-time link to that class, and then anytime you set a quiz, you can assign it to that class. What that allows you to do now, that's new feature, is you can set it as homework. So we can actually set a quiz that already exists or one we've created ourselves as homework for our students so they can do it outside of the classroom as well, which is really cool. So first, if we look at how to find a quiz, when you first come into Quizizz, you'll see that there are tons of quizzes just organized by subject. So we've got maths, English, social studies, world languages, science, computer science, career and technical education, creative arts, there's a ton of stuff, health and phys ed. So there's a ton of stuff here by category, and I can search for anything I want. So if I want to look at the human skeleton, for example, I've come up with 212,297 results. Now I can filter those, and the easiest way for me is to filter by grade. So what level do I want to look at? So if I want the equivalent of level 3, A-level biology or B-Tech science, or even level 3 sport, then I can choose high school, and I can get all of these that are showing 9th to 12th grade. And what I can see is how many times they've been played, how often they've been liked, what level they're aimed at. So this one is 9th grade, this is 9th to 12th, so a little higher. This is 12th up to university, so it's going to be even a higher level. And then I can look in at each of these quizzes and see the subject, see how many times they've been played, and I can see how many questions they have. I can even check the answers and make sure that they're accurate or that they're the same as I would be expecting, because one of the things you'll have to be aware of is that Quizizz is international. So some of the names that you use may be different from the names used in other countries. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and show you how to launch a quiz on Harry Potter, and I'm going to show you what it looks like from the student point of view. So I'm also going to play on my phone and record that so we can switch back and forth so you can see what the student is seeing and what the teacher is seeing. So if I just click on the quiz, and you can see here I have two options now. I can set it as a live game, I can set it as homework, or I can just play it myself as practice. So I know the quiz has 10 questions already. It's right there. And I'm going to play a live game for now. But let me just show you what you would see if you click homework, that I can set a date, a deadline. When do I want it to be played by? And then if I've created a class, I can host game and just give them the unique game code. Or if I've created a class in this new classes over here, I've created a fake English lesson 2. Okay, it won't let me assign it because I don't have students in that class yet, but I can give the assignment a name and go from there. Okay, right now we're just going to host it as a live game. And once I've done that and click host game, now be aware that there are a few settings that I can choose, okay? That I can give students unlimited attempts to take the quiz. Students can only use fun Quizizz generated names. So if you've got students that like to put silly names up there or inappropriate names and you have to kick them out, you can turn that on and they can only use Quizizz names. You can show answers in the game or just post the game. And then you've got a couple of gameplay settings here. So we can turn the timer off. So if you have a lot of students that maybe are dyslexic or have processing delay, you can turn the timer off so it takes a little pressure off. I like to leave shuffle questions on. I can shuffle the answer options. And I love this. This is fairly new as well, this redemption question, where after they've answered all the questions in the quiz, they get one question to go back that they got wrong and try again, which is really nice. And of course, you can turn on memes, and memes allow, just a meme comes up between each response that a student gives, and that's a good bit of fun. But if you don't want it, you can certainly turn that off. Okay, and of course we can turn the leaderboard on and off as well, which is worth knowing. So we're going to go ahead and leave those as default because I like them all. And we'll go ahead and host that game. So now I'm going to switch to my phone and I've turned my screen recorder on. And so I'm just going to enter this join game code, right? 878995, join. I have to enter a name because I did not set it to choose a name for me. And we're going to see how much I know about Harry Potter. I have not played this quiz in advance, so it could be embarrassing. Okay, so now it's just waiting for the teacher to start the game. So as a teacher, I'm just going to click start. Now it's worth knowing I'm doing it through the app, but you can do it through the website as well at joinquizizz.com. And notice that the game code stays up here on the screen. So on my phone, I'm seeing the answers. So far I'm doing okay because these aren't very difficult. And you can see the memes coming up in between each question. Now I've got one wrong, so you'll see that I'm going to get a redemption question. And this is great because it allows students to kind of learn from their mistakes and reinforce that learning along the way. So what the teacher sees back on the main screen is, of course, you get the leaderboard. I'm the only one who played the game. But what I really like here is that we get this standard report breakdown. So we get class accuracy. We can look at what is the toughest question, the longest question, and any interesting facts. Okay? And as the game is being played, you get an overall class accuracy score on that board as well. So I often will tell students to aim for different levels of accuracy. Now I'm just going to move the video part here so you can see that we get this report, question by question breakdown of how students did. Now, based on the redemption question, I got them all right because I was able to come back. So you can see as we go through, I can look at how long each question took me. 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. I felt like I was longer than that. Oh, there was my first question, 11 seconds. Okay, so I get a pretty detailed report that I can download as a CSV file as well and keep a record of. I can review questions. I can set the quiz again. So what I could do is do the quiz at the beginning of the session and then do it again at the end of the session to see, all right, here's where we started and here's what our prior knowledge was and here's where we are now. So a really great way to do it. So setting a quiz that already exists, really easy. You have a couple of different options. We can do it in class. We can set it as homework. We can now create our own classes. So we can set an assignment specifically to a class or a group. And we can also then create our own quizzes, which I'll do a separate video on. But I hope you found this useful. Quizizz to me is one of the most powerful assessment tools for use in the classroom. So take a look, give it a try, and see how your students enjoy it. Thanks very much for listening.